Hey, everybody, and thank you for joining us again this week. Uh, We see a lot of people, maybe in our lives or in the world, who are very successful, very rich, very wealthy. They have maybe everything that we want to have, but that we don't. They don't want for anything. They are able to go on all the vacations. They're able to have all the things, all the luxuries, all the comforts that they could ever want. And we know as well that those people maybe aren't the most moral. Maybe they got that money from immoral means, or the way that they got their money was not really the best way, or maybe even they did, but they themselves are not moral people. And maybe that makes us question sometimes what God is doing whenever He allows people who are immoral to be wealthy, while maybe we who consider ourselves to be the righteous are struggling, are in debt, are
Mm.
working paycheck to paycheck, and we can look on them with covetousness and envy, and so we feel wrong in this process, and sometimes we can look to God and say, God, why are they who are wicked prospering while I am in poverty? And the writer of Proverbs mentions this in verse 20, in chapter 28, verse 6, when he says, "Better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways."
It's not to say that every rich person is crooked or anything like that, but what he points out is if you're going to lose your integrity to gain wealth, you're better off not having any of it. I see this in crime shows and things, and you might enjoy watching that. And you see one of the primary motivators for people committing a crime is money. And I just think to myself, how can they live with themselves? How can they spend that money and enjoy that money if they realize that they got it by unjust means? They did something illegal for it. And many times it catches up with them and they don't get away with it. But when I think about something maybe a little more close to home, it's tax season. We just closed closed tax season yesterday, and things like that. We might be tempted to cheat and do dishonest things. Just remember that it's better to have a very little and be and a person of integrity and to be honest than to have many things and to be unrighteous. Let us walk in ways of honesty and integrity, and let us be generous with what we have and be good stewards of what God has given us. Hope you
Amen.
have a great day. Thank you for joining us.